Daily Purge. Why don't you fit in? What's up with you? Why don't you fit in? Why? And actually, why does it even matter? You know, it's like the world talks about you fitting in, having to fit into a group, having to fit into some kind of demographic, having to fit into some specific identity from the outside, no matter what it is, right? You see the whole world's pushing you into some type of group identity, space, or whatever it is. So you're, you know, a lot of people are just taking it and saying, okay, I guess I'm supposed to fit in. And what happens then? You lose your true identity, of course. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I want to talk about today, why does it even freaking matter if you fit in? Does it matter what other people say to you? Anyone who says they don't care is full of shit. Obviously, everyone cares what people think about some way, somehow. But it shouldn't actually have an impact on the way you live your life and the things that you do. But honestly, think about this for a second. If you're like everybody else, right, then what makes you special? Is it your service or whatever? What is it? Doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, who cares about what everybody else is doing and what they think that they should be doing or what they think that you should be doing? Who cares? Embrace your true identity. Find it out in the book, Unleash Your Humble Alpha, humblealphabook.com, and figure out who you really are, and live it and grasp it and grow it and embrace it and dive in and eat it and live it and smoke it, whatever you want to do, right? There's, God, it's just incredible how I hear every single day, well, I got to do this because they do that. And, you know, it's like, it's the same thing in business. It's the same thing in business. Depending on what platform you're on, you're going to get different advice. You go to Clubhouse and someone has a question. Hey, I want to start my business, or I'm just starting out and I'm not sure this, that, and the other. What do you do? Oh, you got to go to YouTube. Yeah, you got to go to YouTube. And everyone else goes, oh, no, you got to get a funnel. Oh, no, you got to go coaching. No, you got to do. Everybody has a different idea. You know, the thing is this, most of the time we ask questions that we already know the answer to, and we're basically looking for confirmation that we're right or wrong, don't we? So take an extra second and look inside and say, well, what am I really asking for? Why am I asking for this? Do I even need the advice, right? That's the whole point right there, right? It's like this. Okay, I got to buy these clothes. I got to drive this car. I got to say this. I got to act like that. I got to wear these glasses. I got to, you know, all this kind of stuff, so that I could look like them or feel like them because they're famous. They're an influencer. They're a rock star, whatever. I don't know if rock stars anymore even exist, but, you know, they're somebody famous. You know what? That's making you a copy. It's the same thing when a trainer or a coach comes to me and says, hey, I'm Tony Robbins certified. Well, good for you. I'd rather, if I wanted to work with Tony Robbins, I'd ask Tony Robbins. I wouldn't, you know, why would I want someone who's certified? It doesn't help me, right? You know, it's sort of beating against the bush. That's just me personally. If it's a concept that's special, then I'll look at it, right? Oh, there's comments. Sorry, I don't know why I keep missing the comments. Hey, Jared, how are you? Karen, all right. Built to stand out. Amen to that. Yes, Daniel, there are a million options. Pick 307. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Dominic. How you doing, brother? Be authentic. The rest comes. That's right, Chris. You know, this is the deal, though. A lot of people mistake being authentic and being who you are with saying F off to everybody and being rude to everybody. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. It's real simple. If you want to go out wearing the plaid shirt, the jeans, the tailored beard, the sleeve tattoos, that's cool. And I got to admit, it does look cool. Wouldn't fit me, but it does look cool. But every third guy that you see looks like that, right? Why is that? Why is it like that? And why do women all wear the same clothes? Why do women wear all the same heels? Why do all women look a certain way from certain demographics? Because they're following one trend. Do you follow trends or do you set trends? F a trend. I could give a shit about a trend. Now, when you're selling or when you're out there in the market, you have to appeal to people. And people are like, well, I got to dress like my audience and I got to act like my audience and I got to know their language. Yeah, but you can still do it in an authentic way. And there's one way to do that. Meet them where they are. Emotionally, meet them where they are. And that means you show up. And if they're at a higher frequency, you got to step it up. If they're at a lower frequency, you elevate them. You see what I'm saying? You're controlling that situation, and you're doing it in a way that's positive and constructive. Trendsetter, not sure anymore, is following me. Karen. Trendsetter in your own life. I'm not talking about who cares about what other people think, as far as if you're doing it right or wrong. I mean, people ask me all the time, why do you wear a suit sometimes? Sometimes you wear a shirt, sometimes you wear a t-shirt, because that's the daily habit that I'm in, or the daily thing that if I'm doing something in the yard, I'm wearing a t-shirt. So you can figure if I'm wearing a t-shirt like this, I was probably out doing something somewhere, right? Or I was at the gym. If you see me wearing a shirt, it means I was working. I had an appointment or something like that. I mean, it's just what it is. And I don't do things to create an image. My image is hopefully my words and my energy and my frequency, right? That's what it is. And it's very specific. And I got to tell you this, just as an example. So on Clubhouse, you don't see people, but their pictures, you see. And I would say from 10 people who write me on Instagram, 8 will say, I heard your voice. I heard what you said. Can't really remember what you said. You said this, that, or the other. But the certainty in your voice and the way you delivered it was so compelling, I thought I had to reach out. You see what I'm saying? So my image is someone who delivers direct and concise, as an example, right? I've wasted away too much time caring what people thought about and read, but before I read the book, Internal Focus has more focus and a higher frequency. It's true, Alex. It's true. Everything on the outside that bothers you is because something on the inside isn't aligned, or you're blocking it, or you're pushing it away, or you don't want to understand it, or you just don't want to have the hurt or the pain or the fear. You don't want to face it. If anything, just take that with you from this live today. If there's anything you take from the live today, you take this. If there's anything on the outside that's bothering you, it's because something's not right on the inside, whatever that is. Typically, it's facing your fears, facing challenges, facing problems and issues and all these kind of things. That's where issues come from, because you've all been there, right? You've been there. I've been there. When you're aligned, when everything's cool, nothing bothers you, right? Nothing bothers you. Rolls right off you. Oil and water, gone, right? Isn't that how it should be all the time? And of course, we're not congruent because the information that we get bombarded with, like a freaking Gatling gun, every single day is you got to do this, you got to be like that, you got to say this, you got to say that, you can't say this, you can't say that, can't go here, you can't go there. Why? Because who says so? I'm not going to fight them. I don't care. I just don't need to be around them. What do you think? I moved to a small village in Hungary with 2,000 people. So I have to deal with that BS. And my life is much better that way. I'm not saying ignore people. I still talk, I had a discussion today, for instance. There was a guy that in a certain organization that I had a conversation with one time, and we were starting to work on a deal, and he showed his true integrity, and his integrity was shot to the moon. And I was like, nope. I told the owner of the company, look, I'm not going to work with this guy. Sorry, it's not going to happen. I told him, my friend, your integrity is a question. Can you provide me with information that would make me more confident in working with you? And he goes, look, this is how I am. You got to deal with it. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to deal with it. We're not working together. So the owner of the company said, come on, Steve, don't be so tough. And I'm like, it's not about being tough. It's about, I have a core basic value system that I follow. That's HIT, honesty, integrity, transparency, right? That covers about everything. And they're like, well, you're overreacting. I'm like, I'm not reacting at all. I'm setting a standard and I'm sticking to it. It has nothing to do with my reaction, right? They didn't understand. Today, 8 months later, they called me and said, hey, I got a question for you. Can you help me out with an issue I'm having? Well, this guy in our company, this, that, and the other, and he's trying to take me out. Like he's really, trying to hurt me and professionally. And I was like, who is it? And they told me. I was like, you see what I mean? Instantly when you meet somebody or you're doing a deal or you're working with somebody, if something's off keel, your intuition is going to tell you immediately. And because of the money, because of the outside influences, because everybody says this is who you got to work with, you ignore it. And what happens down the road? You get screwed. And so I don't allow that to happen to myself. I don't allow it to happen to myself in any single way. Of course, I want to look good. I want to look cool, whatever. But I do it my way. Like I'm wearing red shorts and a green shirt today. Looks like a freaking Christmas tree. But I like it. I don't care if it's trendsetter or not. Is a V-neck a trendsetter? I don't give a shit. I like a V-neck, right? Shows my pecs. Right? That's it. So it doesn't matter if you fit in. As a matter of fact, if you fit in, you're the weird one. Sorry. Most people I hang out with, they don't fit in with anybody else. And I love that. That's who I embrace. That's who I know I can count on when the going gets tough. That's what I appreciate. I don't appreciate cookie cutters. I don't appreciate lookalikes. Right? They might be great people, but there's something there telling me they're not happy with themselves. So they got to do something on the outside to make themselves look and feel better through that look. Nothing wrong with that. Not everybody's at the same place, but they want you to fit in. Society wants you to fit in. Society wants you to fit into a box so they could label you. Forget it. ain't got no labels. Non-conformity is more real. Well, it's hard to say, because if you're non-conforming, that means you're looking at the conforming and you're doing the opposite. Is that really what you want to do? Or are you doing it because you're being non-conforming? You know what I'm saying? So actually, non-conformity is a conformity, if you look at it that way. Because anyone who's non-conform will say, I'm non-conform, so because you said that, I'm not going to do it. So they're all following the same route. Just be who you are, embrace your true power and your purpose, and drive. Always positive, elevating others, investing in relational capital, right? Creating a space around people so they can come to their own greatness, step into their own greatness. They're the things that matter. I don't have to get along with somebody to be good to them. I'd be good to them by opening doors for them to see themselves, see what they're worth, see what their true feelings are. You know how many times there's been arguments or situations where there would have been arguments where I just open the door and let them fall in, and then they see what's up. Okay? So back to the original. You do not have to fit in. That doesn't mean being negative. That doesn't mean dressing different so you stand out. That just means be you. More along the lines of not worrying about what everyone else thinks, not trying to force yourself to follow. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's exactly what I'm saying. I appreciate you coming today, checking me out on the Daily Purge, episode 600 and something or other, 47 or something. I mean, 600, that's almost scary, isn't it? Appreciate you all coming in and joining me today. Have a lovely, lovely afternoon, night, morning, day, midday, lunch, breakfast, dinner, whatever it is, wherever you are. Have a great one, and we will speak tomorrow. Remember that one thing we always say. What's that we always say? What's it about? It's all about quality of life. See you tomorrow.